Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be discussing Drew McIntyre versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. I think there's a lot to explore with regards to this match and a lot to really talk about and dive into, and I think a lot of people have various opinions about this. I wanted to get some of the other Stomp boys on, but that couldn't quite happen, couldn't quite make it work. So we'll get them to discuss this topic probably in our predictions video next week when we actually predict the outcomes of SummerSlam. But for now, let me give my 2 cents and let's see where this goes. So we saw on Monday Night Raw that Gunther versus Drew McIntyre has been made official for SummerSlam. And this is definitely one of the marquee matches at the SummerSlam pay-per-view this year. I mean, we've got Roman versus Jay, we've got Ronda versus Shayna, we've got Becky versus Trish. There's a few big matches, but this is definitely one of the top matches of the night now. Now, the thing to explore is how good has Gunther's reign actually been. Gunther's reign, in my opinion, has been superb. Has been one of the best reigns, if not the best intercontinental reign of all time. Now, that is tough to compare it to because obviously we've got Randy Savage's 400 and odd day reign. We've got The Miz's various reigns, especially his one in about 2017, where he made the title super relevant. And then we have obviously Honky Tonk Man's reign, which the reign itself wasn't necessarily fantastic, but of course he held it for so damn long that it's become one of the popular reigns, or the most popular IC title reign. And does Gunther deserve to now become a part of that echelon of champions, that echelon of title reigns? Personally, I think he does. Personally, I think it's time for a new longest reigning intercontinental champion. I'm tired of hearing Honky Tonk Man. He's just not in that. This is no disrespect to Honky Tonk Man, because I've seen some of his work. Some of it was alright. He was a very good entertainer, very good sports entertainer, and that's why he did so well under Vince McMahon back in the 80s. But when you think of the other champions, you think of Miz, you think of Randy Savage, you think of Shawn Michaels even when he held the title. There's a lot of names which make that title what it is today. And yes, there was a very, very, very dry period of horrendous champions, but we're trying to change that. We're trying to change the look of this title. We're trying to make this title feel important again. And I think you can do that by giving Gunther the longest title reign that there is. Now, I think we still got a few days, I did the maths the other day, and it was about 50 days short of the SummerSlam. I could be wrong on that, but Gunther will not be the longest reigning champion by SummerSlam, which means in order for him to become the longest reigning champion, he would have to beat the returning Drew McIntyre, which has a lot of people up in arms and has a lot of people questioning on whether that is the right decision, whether this should be Drew's time or whether this is Gunther's time. It's a little bit of a sticky situation because we obviously heard the rumors that Drew wasn't happy with creative and he wasn't happy with money. And that's why he was gone for a little while and sorting out some of his injuries. He's since come back, but we are still not sure if that contract situation has been resolved or not. So does WWE just want to make him a little bit happy with regards to the creative situation and give him a title? Make him beat one of the best champions that WWE have at this point other than Roman Reigns? Do they just want to make him happy is what I'm trying to say. And I don't think that should be what we're trying to do here. You don't give Gunther such a long reign where he's beaten Rey Mysterio, where he's beaten Sheamus, where he's beaten Pete Dunne, where he's beaten, who else can I think of? Drew and Sheamus together, where he's beaten, there was a KO and Sami Zayn situation as well. He's beaten so many people. Forgive me, I'm forgetting certain names now. And you get so far and close to this point, and then Drew takes the title from him. I don't know if that's a good idea. I really don't know if that's a good idea. And to add to that point, in my opinion, once Gunther loses the IC title, he goes straight to the world title. Straight to the world title. No feud in between. No nothing in between. That's him now being elevated world title. And I don't see a place for him to fit into that world title right now. Obviously we've got Seth and Finn and Damian Priest's situation happening. So I don't see a world where Gunther fits into that. So I don't want Gunther necessarily just coasting around, trying to find a place on the roster, having feuds against this person and that person. No. He needs to go to that world title. That's what we need. So personally, I would have Gunther hold on to that title for a little bit longer. Maybe till Mania. Maybe all... Okay, I'm going on a tangent here. But this is how I would fantasy book it, okay? And I know the rosters kind of don't allow for it anymore, but this is how I would do it. Cody versus Roman at SummerSlam, like it should have been. I mean, not at SummerSlam, at WrestleMania, like it should have been. Cody wins. Cody holds that title. Drew loses his title at WrestleMania. And then they have a long-standing feud that probably goes all the way till SummerSlam, all the way till the Rumble Survivor Series, where Gunther eventually takes it from Cody. And then Gunther starts his reign. That's how I'd personally fantasy book it. Now, I haven't gone into the nitty-gritty, but that's just a basic booking or fantasy booking that I would do. The question, though, is Gunther ready to leave that title? Because since Vince has come back, I've seen a downturn in Gunther's booking. I've seen Gunther be presented in a slightly more, not as dominant. He hasn't been given the big matches on pay-per-views. The IC title doesn't feel as important as it did on SmackDown. So, there's two sides to it. I discussed the first side on why I think Gunther should retain and why Drew shouldn't hold the title. But at the same time, is Gunther past that title? Is that title becoming too... Is it holding Gunther back to a certain extent at this point? We've seen constant feuds with Riddle. We've seen constant feuds with the same people. But now we finally got something different with Drew. But actually, we already seen the Drew situation, just with Sheamus involved as well. So it's all a little bit convoluted, kind of like my talking here, where it's going back and forth. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm thinking on the spot here, because that's when I talk the best, when I just talk and think at the same time. And I like Drew. I like Drew a lot. But him with the IC title right now, it's not for me. It's not for me at all. Drew can be doing other stuff. Drew can be going for the world title. Drew can be doing completely other things. In fact, he should be going for the world title right now. He's a former WWE champion, two-time WWE champion. He should be going for a world title. I don't know, guys. I need you guys to let me know exactly what you guys feel, because I think this is a sticky situation. Some people are saying Gunther has to win. Some people are seeing the Drew hype and seeing why Drew should be winning as well. So it's back and forth, and that's kind of how I've been in this video. But at the end of the day, I still feel Gunther should be the one to retain his title at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre should be doing more than just IC title work. But at the same time, he shouldn't just be filling into random storylines like he was on SmackDown. So, where WWE take this and where Vince takes this, because I think he's the factor here. I think Triple H knows what he wants to do with Gunther. Triple H knows what he wants to do with Drew. But Vince is changing those plans. I think that's the factor here. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys think should be winning at SummerSlam. And let me know if I was talking some sense here, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Peace.